Alright, so in the last video, I said that the highest like comment would be the punishment if I fail to platinum the remaining LEGO games right here before we hit 600,000 on YouTube. And this fine user of YouTube right here had the swell idea to make me platinum the entire Final Fantasy series, which totals into hundreds upon hundreds of hours and some insanely hard games. So if you want to see me, maybe actually die trying to do this, then drop a like, subscribe right now. Anyways, today I chose to platinum the Hobbit LEGO game. This is of course based off of the legendary book and movie called The Hobbit. If you couldn't figure that out, you're just stupid. But the platinum trophy list only has a total of 40 trophies inside, and it's honestly very simple to complete, yet very boring. The first step to the trophy grind is to beat the main story, so that's what I did. You initially get given this big old background lore into what the plot for the game is, so we just sat back and enjoyed ourselves for a few minutes. But then they threw us right on into the action and we got to play as some dwarves. And with the flow of every LEGO game, this first level just introduces you into the most key special abilities that people have, and Lord have mercy, this game has a lot of them. We did also get to see the first instance of using anvils to craft things in this game. This really isn't hard at all, but I imagine if you were the target age for this game's demographic, then it actually might be. Anyways, we then did the first real LEGO building thing in the game where you actually build Legos inside of the LEGO world. I love breaking the fourth wall. But finally, we got to mine, and once you break 3 of any of these ore veins, a cutscene triggers and the good old dwarves find the Arkan Stone, which is the heart of the mountain and worth like a load of money and valuables and all that stuff. So much actually that it makes a dragon appear and come rain havoc on the dwarves because dragons are gold diggers apparently. Now I've dated a few of those, but thankfully none of them breathe fire. So yeah, next we basically just tried to not get eaten alive by the dragon until running away from it and making it to safety, if you could call it that, which also popped the first trophy of the game for finishing the first level. The next level was then just at Bilbo Baggins' house because he is the quote-unquote main character of the game. I mean, it is named after him basically. But this level was super quick and just had you make some dinner and clean up the house for the army of dwarves that will be joining us on our journey. And there is the second trophy pop right here. Level 3 then had us do some somewhat confusing parkour in the mountains, which sounds as safe as falling off of a building does. But there was then a flashback mission during this fun, and it brought us into a giant war. Now I don't know what kind of stories these dwarves be telling, but this one was definitely in the mature section right next to your mom's college experience. Anyways, you pretty much just fight enemies for a while until the final boss, obviously, because that's how all LEGO game fights work. And after beating it, the flashback ends and we come back to reality to be given another trophy. Level 4 then had us playing as Bilbo, trying to save everyone from the ogres or trolls. I honestly can't remember what they are called. Anyways, you first have to save the horses because those are more important than our friends, since horses won't steal your girl. At least I'd hope not. But then we did have to save everyone else, so that's lame. And we almost failed because Gandalf had to intervene and save us all with the glorious shine of daytime. Should have put on some sunscreen, idiot. Oh yeah, and there's the level trophy. Level 5 then had us in some cave trying to find 3 chests inside of it. Not really sure why we are doing this, but it was actually somewhat hard. And then after we found all 3, it wasn't even close to the end of the level. The next section had us playing as this witch doctor guy who can cure the uncurable. And we had to save a bunch of rabbits. PETA is throwing a party right now. And after that boring ass part, it again wasn't over and there was more level to be played. This time we just got chased around by a ton of enemies who never asked for consent. And after that it gave us a little puzzle section before boss battling the final enemy in the area, I guess. And the idiot literally wore a target on his back. Like, how dumb can you be? What a tard. And yeah, there's the level trophy. I then played a super annoying ass level which had us swapping back and forth between the team of dwarven folk on the top level of the edge and the bottom level. The objective was to just keep moving forward, I guess. And I got a trophy while here for collecting 99 of any loot, which is just like crafting materials for later in the game. But then I ran into a super fun and not annoying bug at all, where the game put all the materials I needed on the bottom level and I couldn't mine them down there since no characters had the ability. So I had to reset the entire level over again after yelling at it for around 30 minutes and thinking I was just an idiot. Now while I might be an idiot, I'm not that dumb. I think. And the final part of this level was actually a banger too, so I'm pissed that it practically edged me for so long. But anyways, here's the level trophy obtained after climbing up the entire stone giant we ran into. The next level then had us play as Bilbo to start off with, and Golem actually. But after doing a few weird puzzles, we landed to the thick of an orc underground base. Not great. So yeah, we then got to fight a lot of people and also do a load of puzzles and build stuff. In fact, I built so much stuff that I obtained over 150,000 studs from completing them and got a trophy for it. But then the level ended with us essentially just falling to certain doom, as you do. And at one point in the closing cutscene, Bilbo also got the ring finally, and he can now go anywhere he pleases. Some individuals would not use that power in the name of the Lord, I already know. But yeah, here's the level's trophy. We then just ran away from wolves and orcs for quite some time on the next level, and these sons of bitches also lit the entire place on fire. Like, bro, it really isn't that deep. Anyways, next we got chased by Papa Bear immediately in the following level, which led us into some beekeeper's house or something. I don't really get why we're here, but the entire level's objective is just get inside of it. So we did just that, and it was kind of boring. But this next level wasn't any better, and it just had us doing some dumb puzzles in this random area until a cutscene happened and then showed us the wonders of the world before dumping us into another random place. And this time it was packed full of spiders trying to eat our nutsacks. So that's something interesting, I guess. But the entire level then just consisted of us fighting more spiders all the way up to the end, while also having an objective of saving the homies once more. Man, this game and story in general really does just have us saving people the whole time. Kinda boring. That's what I'm saying. Anyways, the next level finally gave us some fun to do in the game. First, we got put into a barrel room and had to figure out a way to get enough barrels for everyone there to use when going downstream. This is probably up there with the worst ways to escape enemies, but it was fun, I'll give you that. There was then a ton of combat inside the barrels going downstream as well, and overall it was just high action, which was a nice change in the game's flow. Also, here's the level's trophy. The next level then had us in Lake Town, which is a town on a lake. I know, it's hard to believe. But it ends up being raided once more by orcs, which is just a reoccurring theme at this point, and I'm not even really shocked by it anymore. We then got to play as Daddy Gandalf and his buddy, just having fun in the darkness until a trophy popped to light up our life. There was then this weirdly odd boss battle with Gandalf and his questionable friend. Honestly, it was super stupid because all you do is hold down circle until getting attacked, and that's quite literally how you win. But yeah, another trophy, so who cares? There was then another quick level that just had us find the entrance to the mountain because we finally made it. And we of course did find it, so here's level's trophy. And now we have finally reached the game's final level. Honestly, this was super quick. I don't even know why I said finally. But you just sneak around the dragon for the entire level pretty much. I guess there was some parts where you try to take it down, but you can't, and you pretty much accomplish nothing and then see it fly away with the game ending. So yeah, if you've never seen The Hobbit, it is the world's most infamous prequel out of any game or movie ever, and it just ends on a cliffhanger. But a trophy also. So now it's stage 2 to the Platinum Trophy, which is pretty much the last stage to be honest. And I now have to go back and replay all the levels getting the collectibles inside, which really isn't bad at all. And with the help of a few legendary guide YouTubers, I got both of the trophies attributed to 100% on the main levels. So then it's time to collect all of the collectibles in the game, which are scattered visibly across the entire map. So at least that's helpful, but doing this is one of the most boring things I've ever done in a Lego game. It's not hard at all, but the Hobbit universe just doesn't have many super exhilarating things in it. Like the color palette of the game alone makes me want to die. It's just brown, and then dark brown. I actually think punching myself in the face allows me to see more colors than this game has in it. No, I'm not going to go through all 12 or so hours I spent doing this cleanup of collectibles, so let's just jump to the next trophy I got like a day later. It was for using the custom character in the game, and it was also called Who Is This Horrid Creature? Now mind you, I get the custom characters can look weird, but don't ever diss my man right here, he's absolutely dripping. Anyways, the next trophy got was from finding all of the blacksmith designs, which are these things you need to find around the game and then also craft, and then also bring to people to get red bricks essentially. I was then nearing 100% completion a few hours later, as you do, and I finally played the bonus level in the game. Thankfully, the Lego Hobbit game made the bonus level at least somewhat bearable. It only took me like 2 minutes to get 1,000,000 studs and be done. I then had to go back into each level and get true burglar on each of them since I low-key forgot about doing that. We don't talk about it. And I actually got 2 trophies here. One for true burglar on every level, of course, and then secondly for getting every mithril brick in the game, which are these white things right here. I then used those white things to go craft all the mithril items in the game and got 2 more trophies for doing just that. And since I had all the mithril items, I then gave them to all the people that begged me for them and got a red brick in return. I then had one more character left to buy, and it was the blacksmith actually, who I'm also pretty sure only shows up after you do all of the red bricks in the game. But after buying him, I got 2 trophies, first for 100% completion and then for all characters. Now I only had a few trophies left and they were mostly just random easy ones. First I hit 50 stones perfectly, which is done by just slapping the middle meter of the hit meter of course. And I then farmed 50 buddy kills, which is when you press circle to team up with the other player and do new attacks. I also used every buddy combination possible for another trophy right after. And then I used Gandalf's special move to blind or send 50 people into frenzies. I also did 2 different customization trophies, and then transformed from an old man into a bear because why the heck not. And finally I got the last random trophy for just beating a level in co-op, which I chose to just replay the first level again. So now it's time for the final trophy in the game, the Unaccessibly Wealthy. This is the 10 billion stud trophy that is featured in many Lego games as we all know, and this one is no short of being overly annoying like usual. Thankfully I found out this little cheat in Bree where you can get 2 purple studs near each other, and then just enter the blacksmith shop, leave it, and collect 2 purple studs again, and then just repeat over and over. And by over and over, I mean I spent 30 minutes doing this, so yeah, it was boring as hell. But hey, there's the trophy. And then the platinum right after. So yeah, that was the Lego Hobbit Platinum Trophy experience. Overall, it was one of the easiest Lego game platinums, but it was just super boring. Like, I'm not trying to diss the game because it thankfully didn't have any real bugs in it, but it was just bland. In fact, saltine crackers might have more flavor profile.